I can only imagine debuted in theaters in 2018, but here we are 8 years later. I mean, a sequel is in store. John Michael Finley starring in this movie. I mean, did you imagine a sequel was going to come out? I never thought there would be a second movie, but you probably had some inside knowledge too.
You'd be surprised. I'm probably the last person on the list that they contacted as far as, like the cast is the last that needs to know, everyone in production and design and everything else. But Bart did text me, a long time ago and said, "Hey, can you keep a secret?" And Bart and I had become very good friends. And I said, "No," and he said, "No, seriously, I have something to tell you." And I said, "Okay, of course, I'll keep a secret." And he said, "Hey, we're heading into Lionsgate for a pitch meeting." And he said they had like 45 minutes planned, a PowerPoint presentation, and they were going to do their best. They got 3 minutes in, and Lionsgate was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Obviously, we're doing this film," And so, yeah, I found out then, and couldn't have been happier. I was so surprised though. We had no idea a sequel was coming, and no plans for a sequel. I didn't think there was any room for a sequel. And now that we're here, I can't imagine it. No pun intended. Any other way. So.
Literally, no pun intended, but it's so true to say that phrase for this. I mean, for those who haven't seen the first movie, it is so inspirational. It's so moving. Talk to us, like, kind of recap that movie for us for those who haven't seen it before they see the sequel.
Man, it's wild now. I might have a tough time doing that, to be honest with you, because the hindsight that we have now, it seems so obvious. But in the moment, this was a small, little, independent, faith-based, unknown, nothing. You know what I mean? And I can tell you right now, when I first read the script, before I had even been cast, when I was auditioning for it, I remember thinking, if anybody finds out that this is the real story behind this song, they're going to lose their minds. So before I was even part of the project, I thought this is going to smash. I'm a preacher's kid from the Bible Belt in the Ozarks. I know what's going to hit, and I was probably more confident than anyone in the production office, because I was like, I think this is going to be received well. It's a beautiful song that's been marinating for almost 20 years, and this is the story behind it. Holy cow! And so I was excited and elated, but it was a blur. It was my first film. I'd never been on a film set before. So I'm in my mid 20s and I'm just hanging onto the roller coaster. And it wasn't anything that I did, but everything just went so smoothly. The project ran nicely. Dennis Quaid agreed to join on and be part of this. Academy Award winning Cloris Leachman uh, joined onto the project. May she rest in peace. She passed in the past few years. So we were just so lucky that this little project that we were working on, people started believing in. And then Lionsgate kind of picked it up, and Roadside picked it up, and now we're here doing a big budget, full length feature film with all the bells and whistles, and I can't wait for everyone to see it.
I mean, this is the song "MercyMe's" song that just took the world by storm when it came out. Growing up in the church, I knew the song. It was always sung in church, but it even crossed over into the mainstream charts. That's how big this song was. What has your relationship formed like with Bart? Because I know he has to be on set, kind of giving his take on it, but sharing his story with the world and with you through your interpretation. What's that relationship like?
Incredible. If Bart weren't such an amazing person, maybe it would be difficult, maybe it would be strenuous. But Bart is so giving and so caring, and humble enough to release it. Eventually he's going to have to hand it over to me for better or for worse. Um, so on the first film, he was right by my side. We're in the recording studio, and I'm a Broadway singer, opera singer, operatic training. And I don't sing with a microphone. Like I sing live on stage. And Bart and I spent, a few hours in the recording booth just blending our sounds to a point to where now we're in the same genre. We did the same thing for the second film. There's more singing, more performances. I can't wait for everyone to hear in the second film. But Bart is amazing. We started realizing we're more similar than we thought. When we met, we went out to dinner with our wives, and I reached for my drink at the same time he reached for his drink, and I'm cutting my steak at the same time. And he's older than me by a few years, but I think we have similar upbringings and from similar areas, and we just connected. It's been amazing.
First movie, it's all leading up to that, kind of like the Broadway background. You have the 11 o'clock number of I Can Only Imagine You performing that. But here, audiences, what can they expect for the sequel? Because it's not going to be the same song.
It's not the same song, but here's what I think is kind of cool. The Irwin brothers and Brent McCorkle and everyone here at Kingdom, they've almost they've almost invented a new genre. I mean, there have been films made about recording artists, stars. There's been films made about bands, music groups, but I don't think there's ever been a film that's been about one song and the entire film leads up to this 11 o'clock number, like a Broadway show, where at the end of the movie, you finally get that moment you want where the song is performed. And so they've done it again. It's a different song, but this is arguably Mercy Me's second most popular song ever written. And it has such a beautiful message. And I can't wait for everyone to see Milo Ventimiglia's performance as Tim Timmons, another beautiful human. And so we're kind of, it's kind of a new genre, writing a full film about a song and that payoff you get at the end. So it's exciting.
Segueing to my last question, I mean, Milo Ventimiglia, audiences love him from This Is Us, especially here at NBC. I mean, what was that like working with him? It's kind of a co-lead film, this second one.
I couldn't agree with you more. As I said before, it's so much an ensemble piece. There's so many beautiful, from Ariel Cabell, Hillary Timmons, and Sophie Skelton playing Shannon, and we brought in some heavy hitters. But Milo, I still have to pinch myself. I was a teenager in junior high, sitting in my best friend's living room weekly watching episodes of Heroes, and just being in awe of Milo Ventimiglia, not knowing who he was. And when I heard that they were considering him for Tim Timmons, I couldn't believe it. I mean, would he really be interested? And he has bought in, so he wanted to be here. We couldn't have unconvinced him to not do this. He's so bought into this story and buzzed his head and grew out his beard and he wanted so much to be a part of this. And he crushes it. The dude deserves nominations. He's the light in the darkness of this film. And the best part of all that, I want to brag on him as an actor, but he's an even better human being. He just became a father recently. He got married a few years ago. He lost homes in the fire, and still through all that, he wanted to come here and be a big part of this film. And I think he absolutely steals the show. He's so good in this. Go see it just to see Milo.
So terrific in this. Another amazing movie. I can only imagine too, in theaters February 20th. John, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me. Absolute pleasure. Until next time.
Thank you. You too. Thanks.